On graduation night, Zhou Yutong announced in front of the whole class that the baby in her belly was Zhao Ziheng's. The room went quiet for a second. Then everyone turned to look at me. Their eyes had sympathy, schadenfreude, and excitement for the drama. I finished my last sip of beer, set the can down gently, and said, "Okay." Zhou Yutong froze. She'd spent 4 years planning this breakup scene, and my one word made it fall flat. She bit her lip, almost offended by how calm I was. "Gu Yan, don't you have anything to ask me? Do you need me to move out?" I looked at her, my voice as flat as if I were talking about tomorrow's weather. Zhao Ziheng leaned back on the sofa, legs crossed, wearing that smug grin. He was waiting for me to break down, to beg Zhou Yutong to stay, to turn into some pathetic loser who couldn't let go after being cheated on. Everyone in the room was waiting for that show. But I stood up, tugged at my faded white t-shirt, and picked up my old backpack from the chair. Zhou Yutong panicked, her voice shooting up. "Gu Yan! For years, and you just walk away like that? Did you ever love me?" I didn't look back. Behind me, the chatter started. "Is he crazy? He must be in shock. Fake tough guy, just a broke loser." Zhao Ziheng called out, "Gu Yan, for the sake of your 4 years with Yutong, I'll cover the rent on your crappy apartment. Just leave her alone." I finally stopped. The room got excited again, thinking I was about to explode. I turned my head and smiled at Zhao Ziheng. "Hope you two are happy. Congrats on the baby." Then I pulled the door open and walked out. The air in the hallway was 100 times cleaner than in the room. I leaned against the wall and took a deep breath. The weight that had been on me for 4 years finally broke. I pulled out my old phone with the cracked screen and dialed a number I hadn't called in 4 years. It rang once, and someone picked up. "Young master." Uncle Zhong's voice trembled a little. "It's over," I said. "The car is at the school's east gate. Should I drive in, or will you walk out?" "East gate. I'll walk." I hung up, walked down the hallway, and pushed through the KTV's glass door. The night air hit me and cleared my head. Across the street, a black Rolls-Royce Phantom sat quietly. The license plate was Jing A888888. I walked over. Uncle Zhong was already standing by the car in a black Chinese tunic suit, his hair perfectly combed. When he saw me, his eyes got red. He bowed deeply. "Young master, welcome home." I nodded and got into the car. The leather seat wrapped around me, and all the humiliation, bitterness, and resentment from the past 4 years rushed up, but I swallowed them down. Uncle Zhong handed me a box from the passenger seat. "Young master, your new phone. Would you like to call the old master back now?" I turned it on. Hundreds of unread messages and missed calls popped up. The top one was from Old Man. A 3-minute voice message. I played it. My dad's voice came through loud and clear. "You little brat. You're finally free. Your mom fixed up your apartment at Yufeng Palace, and your black card is unfrozen. Spend as much as you want. Don't go back to that dump tonight, you hear me?" I listened and cracked a smile. My old man still had that same loud mouth after 4 years. The car drove smoothly past Chang'an Avenue, neon lights sliding across the windows. Uncle Zhong turned back and asked, "Young master, shall we go to Yufeng Palace first, or get something to eat?" "Eat first." I looked out the window. "I haven't had a real meal in 4 years." Uncle Zhong paused, his voice rough. "Yes, sir." The car stopped at an old courtyard house with a red door and no sign. Uncle Zhong knocked 3 times. The door opened from the inside. A middle-aged man in a silk jacket poked his head out. He started to smile at Uncle Zhong, then saw me getting out of the car. His face went white, and his knees nearly buckled. Young master! You're back! I gave a small and stepped over the threshold. Purple Star Suite. Bring me all your signature dishes. The biggest Buddha jumps over the wall. The manager scrambled off to arrange it. I walked through the winding corridor and pushed open the door to the Purple Star Suite. The smell of agarwood filled the room. The nano furniture glowed warmly under the soft light. I sat down and wiped my face with a hot towel. My phone buzzed. The class group chat, "Youth never ends," exploded. John Lee posted a photo of me bending over to get into the Rolls-Royce from behind. She sent a dozen voice messages. "You guys will never guess what I saw. Gu Yen, that broke loser, got into a Rolls-Royce. Just now. At the East Gate." The group went silent for 5 seconds. "John Lee, are you drunk? A Rolls-Royce? The plate's 5/8. Isn't that Gu Chongging's car? Holy crap, Gu Yen? Gu Chongging? They're both named Gu. No way. If he were really a Gu family heir, would he wear thrift store clothes for 4 years? Zhao Ziheng popped up with a laughing emoji. Rented it. 800 a day from a wedding shop. Got dumped, gotta save face somehow. The group immediately agreed. Makes sense. How pathetic. Fake rich guy. I stared at the screen for a few seconds, then put the phone face down on the table. A waiter brought in a big purple clay pot. When he lifted the lid, the rich smell of Buddha jumps over the wall filled the whole room. I scooped up a spoonful and put it in my mouth. The thick broth rolled over my tongue and made my eyes burn. 4 years. 1,460 days. I ate steamed buns with pickled vegetables for 4 years, just to get this one bite today. The door suddenly knocked. I frowned. Come in. The door cracked open, and a familiar face peeked in. Lin Wanwan. She wore a spotless white shirt, her hair in a ponytail, and held her phone like she'd worked up all her courage to come here. She saw the table full of luxurious food and froze at the door, afraid to come in. Gu Yan, she said softly. I saw your location on your post, and I happened to be passing by. Have you eaten? I saw the careful concern in her eyes, completely different from everyone else in that room. She'd been in the room too. Everyone was waiting to laugh at me, but she was the only one who followed me into the hallway and looked at me with worry. I put down my chopsticks and smiled at her. Just the person I need to eat with. Come in. She hesitated for 2 seconds, then walked in and sat across from me, her hands neatly on her knees like a little rabbit that wandered into a wolf's den. Didn't you say you were passing by? I poured her a bowl of soup. Passing by here this late at night? Her face turned red to the tips of her ears. Her fingers shook when she took the bowl. I lied. I saw your post and was afraid you'd be sad and alone. Do I look sad? She looked up, studied me seriously for a second, then shook her head. No. But you never said it when you were sad before either. That made my hand pause. 4 years. Everyone thought I was a pushover, someone they could step on. But this girl had quietly watched all my hard times from the corner. Eat. I pushed the soup toward her. From now on, you don't have to sneak looks at me. Look all you want. She almost choked on the soup, coughing with a red face. While she drank her soup, I leaned back and texted Uncle Zhong. Check Xiao Ziheng's family. I want everything by morning. Uncle Zhong replied fast. Got it. Lin Wanwan put down her bowl, wiped her mouth, and looked at me carefully. Gu Yen, are you really okay? I have a problem, I grabbed a piece of braised pork. Haven't had food this oily in 4 years. My stomach's not used to it. She laughed, her eyes curving into little moons. Her eyes were so clean, nothing like Zhou Yutong's calculating gaze. Zhou Yutong always looked at me like she was evaluating if I was worth her time. Lin Wanwan just looked at me. What did you mean by look all you want? She put down her chopsticks, her voice soft but her ears bright red. Exactly what I said. I poured myself some tea. First day of freshman year, it rained. You were at the library entrance without an umbrella, and I gave you mine. Since then, you've snuck extra glances at my seat every time you passed by. You didn't know? She went stiff, the red spreading from her face to her neck. Her mouth opened and closed, and finally she managed. How? How did you know? The left corner of your mouth goes up when you look at me. I set down my teacup. And you always run off after your footsteps faster than a cat's. Hard not to notice. She looked like she wanted to bury her face in the soup bowl. I didn't push it. When we were almost done, Uncle Zhong's message came in. I glanced down, and my smile slowly faded. Zhao Ziheng's dad was Zhao Zhangwo, chairman of the Lin Group. On paper, things looked fine, but in reality, their cash flow was about to break. Bank loans were overdue, supplier payments were 6 months late, and underneath the fancy suits, it was all hollow. To stay alive, Zhao Zhangwo had set his sights on the Shen family. Shen Qinghan, the ice-cold female CEO of the Beijing business world. Only daughter of the Shen family, worth billions. Zhao Zhangwo wanted to marry his son into the Shen family. His only bargaining chip was the baby in Zhou Yutong's belly. He planned to have Zhao Ziheng show up with this bomb. Shen Qinghan's fiancée got another woman pregnant, to force the Shins into agreeing to the marriage in exchange for money. Naive. Shen Qinghan had only sent a text when she broke off our engagement, didn't even show up in person. Zhao Zhangwo's cheap tricks probably didn't even register as a joke to her. But Zhao Ziheng didn't know that. He was still basking in the glory of stealing some poor loser's girlfriend, thinking he'd already won. What's wrong? Lin Wanwan noticed my expression change. Nothing. I put my phone away. Done eating? I'll take you home. She nodded and nearly tripped over the chair leg when she stood up. I reached out and steadied her. Her arm was so thin I could feel the bone through her shirt. Lin Wanwan's family was average. Her grandpa was retired, her parents were regular working-class people, and she'd worked as a tutor for 2 years. I already knew all that because Uncle Zhong had dug up everything about her before I even asked. When the Rolls-Royce stopped outside her building, she was still in a daze. She hesitated for a long time before finally asking, Gu Yan, who are you really? Gu Changing is my dad. I looked at her. The Gu family in Beijing, I'm the only son. Her mouth opened, then closed, and finally she said, No wonder you weren't sad. You never loved Zhou Yutong, did you? She kept her head down, fingers twisting the seatbelt. When you were pretending to be poor those 4 years, sometimes I felt like you were acting. When people laughed at you, your face smiled, but your eyes were empty. When Zhou Yutong yelled at you, you barely reacted. That wasn't being nice. That was not caring. I looked at her for a long time. This girl's eyes were too sharp. For 4 years, everyone called me stupid, spineless, pathetic. Only she saw what was underneath. I didn't care. Because I knew none of them could even touch me. What about you? I asked. If you already saw that, why were you worried about me? She looked up and met my eyes, then laughed, open and honest. Because even if you didn't love her, getting dumped in public still sucks. And I like you, so I didn't want to see you get hurt. She She said it as casually as if she were telling me what she'd had for lunch. I blinked, then laughed out loud. For years, and this was the first person who actually made me want to laugh. Go upstairs. I opened the door for her. I'll send someone over with something tomorrow morning. What? You'll find out then. She got out, took 2 steps, then turned back and leaned on the window. Gu Yen! I'm taking that look all you want thing seriously. Then she ran into the building, her ponytail swinging under the streetlight. I leaned back into my seat. Uncle Zhong looked at me in the rearview mirror. Young master, Miss Lin's grandfather is Lin Jingwe. I raised an eyebrow. Retired. Army general. Miss Lin's parents were busy when she was little, so her grandpa raised her. He's strict, old school. She never mentions her family at school. No one there knows. I gave an and suddenly understood. That's why she had that calm confidence, that mix of openness and stubbornness. It came from someone who'd been raised right. Young master, Uncle Zhong asked, what about the Zhao family? Tomorrow morning, I said. Call all of Lin Group's creditors. Tell them I'm back. Before sundown tomorrow, I don't want to see the name Lin Group in Beijing. Uncle Zhong nodded. Yes, sir. The car drove through the night along Chang'an Avenue. I closed my eyes and leaned back. Zhao Ziheng, you like humiliating people in public? Fine. I'll play. I'll flip your whole family off the table, and we'll see what you've got left. My phone buzzed. Lin Wanwan sent a message, just 1 line. Home safe. Good night. With a photo, she was holding the bottle of osmanthus wine I'd given her, with an orange cat in her arms. Both of them staring at the camera with wide eyes. I texted back. Where'd the cat come from? Stray from downstairs. Been feeding it for 6 months. His name is Little Orange. Can Little Orange drink osmanthus wine? I drink it, and he just smells it. I stared at the screen and smiled without noticing. Uncle Zhong saw my face in the rearview mirror and quietly put up the privacy divider. Back at Yifeng Palace. Top floor apartment, 400 square meters, floor-to-ceiling windows on 3 sides. Standing there, you could see half of Beijing. I showered, changed into silk pajamas, and sat in the living room opening a bottle of 1982 Lafite. As the wine poured into the crystal glass, my phone buzzed again. In the class group, Zhang Li had posted another message. I just saw Gu Yan's Rolls-Royce parked outside Lin Wanwan's building. And guess what? She got out of it. When did these two get together? The group exploded again. Lin Wanwan? Isn't her family pretty ordinary? Hitched her wagon to Gu Yan. Broke guy meets broke girl. Perfect match. Zhao Ziheng, your ex's ex-boyfriend is now dating your ex's classmate, ha ha. Zhao Ziheng sent a shrugging emoji. I told you, that car was rented. Why won't you believe me? What rich kid wears PDD clothes for 4 years? I watched the messages scroll by and took a slow sip of wine. Laugh it up. Laugh all you want. When the sun comes up tomorrow, let's see if you're still laughing. When I woke up the next day, I had 47 missed calls. 3 from Uncle Zhong, 2 from my dad, and 42 from numbers I didn't recognize. No need to guess, the Lin Group's creditors were starting to panic. I opened Uncle Zhong's voice message, listened for 10 seconds, and turned it off. The Lin Group was gone. Uncle Zhong never messed around. At 4 a.m., every creditor got the news that the Gu family's young master was back. At 5 a.m., the banks started calling in loans. At 6 a.m., suppliers canceled orders across the board. At 7 a.m., as soon as the market opened, Lin Group's stock crashed through the floor. The whole thing went like clockwork, a precision-controlled meat grinder. Everything Zhao Jiangwo had built over half his life was destroyed in 4 hours. I got up, washed up, and had the butler bring up breakfast. Shrimp dumplings with congee. I ate slowly, and opened the class group for a look. The group had completely lost it. The Lin group went bankrupt? Is that real? I just saw the news. Zhao Ziheng's family is done. Holy crap, yesterday they were laughing at Gu Yan for renting a Rolls, and today Zhao Ziheng's family is gone? That can't be a coincidence. Do you think Gu Yan did it? Bullshit. If Gu Yan had that kind of power, would he play poor for 4 years? He's just some broke loser who got lucky. Zhao Ziheng hadn't said a word. The loudest yesterday, the quietest today. His dad Zhao Jiangwo had been taken away in an ambulance, a sudden brain hemorrhage. Zhou Yutong was also at the hospital. I heard she'd had a huge fight with Zhao Ziheng, and it had affected her pregnancy. I finished reading, turned my phone over, and kept drinking my congee. The doorbell rang. The butler answered it. It was Lin Wanwan. She wore a light blue dress today and held a thermos in her hands. She was out of breath, like she'd run all the way here. Gu Yan! She rushed into the living room, saw me sitting at the table nice and relaxed, and stopped. Did you see the news? I saw it. I pointed at the chair across from me. Have you eaten? Sit down. Zhao Ziheng's family went bankrupt. She put the thermos on the table, forgetting to sit. Everyone in the group is talking about it. Some people are guessing you did it. Did you? Yeah, I did. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out for a while. I poured her a bowl of congee. He was using the baby in Zhou Yutong's belly to force the Shen family into a marriage alliance so the Lin group could survive. Zhou Yutong was just a pawn to him. That kind of person deserves to be taken down, doesn't he? Lin Wanwan was quiet for a few seconds, then sat down across from me and said seriously, Yes. But you also exposed yourself. I never planned to keep hiding. She opened the thermos. Inside were some misshapen rice balls. Some were oval, some triangular, with rice stuck to the seaweed. She followed my gaze and turned bright red. First time making them. Not great at it yet. I picked one up and bit into it. It was salty, but the ham inside was chopped finely. You could tell she'd put in effort. Not bad, I said. Make more in the future. Her eyes lit up, and she quickly looked down to drink her congee. After a while, she asked softly, Gu Yan, what are you going to do next? Wait. For what? For someone to come to me. I wasn't wrong. At 10 a.m., Zhou Yutong showed up. Uncle Zhong's voice was calm over the phone. Young master, Miss Zhou is downstairs at the Gu Group building. She wants to see you. She's got some reporters with her. Not seeing her. She says if you don't come out, she'll jump. I finished for him. She used that trick last year when she broke up with Zhao Ziheng. He caved immediately. She thinks it works on everyone. Uncle Zhong waited for my instructions on the other end. Let her wait, I said. The more reporters, the better. I hung up. Lin Wanwan leaned in, frowning. What's she trying to do? Her family is finished, Zhao Ziheng is finished, and she's pregnant. Her only way out now is to latch onto me, claim the baby is mine, and use public pressure to force me to take responsibility. I leaned back in my chair. She spent 4 years with Zhao Ziheng. She learned all his tricks. But the baby isn't yours. She doesn't care about the truth. She only cares if someone will take the fall. If I accept that baby, she's set for life. Lin Wanwan clenched her fists. I could see her knuckles turn white. After a long moment, she let go and took a deep breath. Are you going down there? Not now. After she's made enough of a scene. I turned on the TV. News channels were already running it live. Hundreds of people were gathered outside the Gu Group building. Zhou Yutong sat on the steps in a loose dress, crying, her baby bump visible, her makeup ruined by tears. The reporters formed a semicircle with their cameras, practically shoving microphones in her face. Gu Yan! She screamed on camera, voice cracking. Come out and face me! You got me pregnant and abandoned me! You pretended to be poor for 4 years, and now that you're rich you dump me? Are you even human? The comments scrolled like crazy. Scumbag. Trash. Rich makes you evil. Poor girl. Lin Wanwan watched the TV, her lips pressed into a thin line. I reached over and turned it off. Not watching anymore? She asked. Boring. I stood up. Let's go down. She grabbed my wrist. Why go down? She just wants you to come out. That's exactly why I'm going. I turned my hand around and held hers, palm to palm. You're coming with me. Her palm was sweaty, but she squeezed back hard. Okay. In the 30 seconds the elevator went down, Lin Wanwan never let go of my hand. In the lobby, through the glass doors, I could see the crowd outside. The second I stepped through the main door, every camera turned on me. Zhou Yutong scrambled up from the steps and ran at me, tears and snot all over her face. Gu Yan! You finally came out! She reached for my arm. I sidestepped, took a step back, and put distance between us. Who the baby in your belly belongs to? I said, looking her in the eye, my voice as calm as when I drank that beer last night. You know better than I do. She froze, then cried even louder. What are you saying? You won't take responsibility? I'm giving you one last chance, I said. Leave now, and I won't pursue this. A flash of panic crossed her face, but she quickly pushed it down and lunged at me. I'm not leaving. If you don't give me an answer today, I'll die right here. I pulled out my phone and opened an email. I turned the screen toward all the reporters. A paternity test report, I said. Gu Yan and the fetus in Zhou Yutong's belly, DNA similarity 0%. The biological father is Zhao Ziheng, match 99.99%. The scene went silent for 2 seconds. Then it exploded. The reporters swarmed like hungry wolves. Phones went up higher than heads, flashes popping like firecrackers, lighting up Zhou Yutong's pale face in bursts. Miss Zhou, is the baby really Zhao Ziheng's? You claimed earlier that the child was Gu Yan's. What was your intention? Does Zhao Ziheng know you're here making this scene? Zhou Yutong stood frozen, lips trembling, eyes scanning the paternity report over and over like she could burn a hole through it. Fake. She looked up suddenly. This is fake. Gu Yan, you made this up. It's from the National Forensic Identification Center, I said. You can check the seal number. Original report issued this morning at 9. If you want copies, I'll print you 1,000. You. Her hand pointed at me, shaking, fingertips white. When did you get a paternity test? How did you get my? At your routine prenatal checkup when you first got pregnant, I said. You and Zhao Ziheng hadn't gone public yet. All your medical records were tied to my phone. As for Zhao Ziheng's blood, that was easier. The hospital he uses for his yearly checkup is owned by the Gu family. The light in her eyes went out piece by piece. That last shred of hope was crushed. Her mouth hung open, rough breathing coming from her throat like a fish thrown onto dry land. Suddenly, someone pushed through the crowd. Zhao Ziheng. Unshaven, dark circles under his eyes, suit crumpled like old vegetables, tie hanging sideways. He rushed over and grabbed Zhou Yutong's arm. Are you insane? What the hell are you doing here? Zhou Yutong saw him and her pent-up panic exploded. You have the nerve to talk. Your family is ruined and you disappeared. You left me here alone. What happened to all that stuff you promised me? Marry you? Zhao Ziheng's voice got louder too. Your family's factory is 3 million in debt, don't think I don't know. Who do you think you are? What did you say when you chased me? You knelt outside my dorm and swore you'd treat me well forever. I was. Zhao Ziheng choked, then angrily shook her off. Whatever, I'm done arguing. Come with me now. I'm not going. Zhou Yutong clung to the railing by the steps. Not unless Gu Yan admits this baby is his. The two of them started fighting in front of 100 cameras. Zhao Ziheng pulled her arm, she kicked him, hair flying everywhere, exactly like two women brawling at a vegetable market. The flashes got faster. Some reporters were already laughing. I stepped back, hands in my pockets, watching the show. Uncle Zhong appeared behind me. Young master, should I have security kick them out? No rush, I said. Let them go a little longer. The reporters haven't had enough yet. Lin Wanwan tugged my sleeve. I looked down at her. She looked up at me, her eyes worried but also steady. When did you do all this? She whispered. The night I decided to come back, I had Uncle Zhong start on it. I said. I never fight without being prepared. She nodded and didn't ask more. But her hand stayed on my sleeve. 10 minutes later, sirens came closer. 2 police cars pulled up. 4 officers got out. The leader was a square-faced middle-aged man. He scanned the scene and walked straight to Zhou Yutong and Zhao Ziheng. Ms. Zhou Yutong, Mr. Zhao Ziheng, we've received a report of public disturbance. The officer showed his badge. Please come with us for questioning. Zhou Yutong collapsed. Her legs gave out and she sat on the ground, wailing. Zhao Ziheng hung his head like a dog with no bones, and 2 officers escorted him into the car. The police cars turned around and drove off with their sirens blaring. The reporters who were left tried to surround me again, but Uncle Zhong stepped in front. Everyone, young Master Gu is not accepting interviews today. For any questions, please contact the Gu Group PR department. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried a weight that made people think twice. The reporters looked at each other and slowly dispersed. I took Lin Wanwan's hand and walked back inside. She was a little unsteady on her feet. Once we were in the lobby, she let out a long breath. That scared me. What's there to be scared of? I was here. Not the reporters. She looked up at me. I was scared she'd trap you. She'd say anything. So she did. I pushed the elevator button. But I had proof for everything she said. She panicked because she didn't think I'd be ready. To you, that was a scene. To me, she was just handing me the win. Lin Wanwan blinked, then burst out laughing. You're so annoying. What's annoying? Too smart. She tilted her head. Makes me look dumb. The elevator reached the top floor. I swiped my card and opened the door. She followed me inside, looked around the living room, and said, Wow. Your place is bigger than my whole neighborhood. Come over more often and it won't seem so big. Her ears went red again. She pretended not to hear and ran to the balcony to look at the view. I leaned back on the sofa and scrolled through my phone. The class group was a complete disaster. Someone had posted screenshots of the live broadcast. Caption: Zhao Ziheng taken away by police. Zhou Yutong admitted the baby is Zhao Ziheng's. Gu Yan is ruthless. All the people who'd laughed at me before were silent now, their profile pictures gray, afraid to say anything. Zhang Li sent a long message saying, "I was wrong," but I noticed she left the group right after. Zhao Ziheng left the group. Zhou Yutong's account was deleted. Everyone left was guessing back and forth, all asking the same question: who was Gu Yan really? I didn't reply to any messages. I just hit the 3 dots and leave group. Lin Wanwan ran back from the balcony holding up her phone. I left the group too. Why? Because the people I need to see are all here now. She smiled, eyes curving. No point keeping that group around. Something in my chest tugged. She said it so naturally, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. The only person I need to see from now on is you. Everyone else doesn't matter. Lin Wanwan, I said. Come here. She walked over and stood in front of me. I reached out, took her wrist, and pulled her down onto the sofa next to me. I turned to face her. She was so nervous her breathing got light, her lashes trembling like butterfly wings. Why did you come today? I asked. Afraid you'd get bullied. I don't need you to protect me. I looked into her eyes. But I'm glad you came. Her face went red. She bit her lip and stayed quiet. I let go, leaned back, turned on the TV and found an old movie. I handed her the remote. Nothing to do this afternoon. Watch a movie with me. She took the remote, her fingers brushing mine. She flinched, then gently held that spot. Roman Holiday was playing. Audrey Hepburn was riding a scooter through Rome. Lin Wanwan curled up on the corner of the sofa. At first she sat up straight and proper, but gradually she relaxed into the cushions and turned to look at me. Gu Yan, can I come see you every day from now on? If you don't come, I'll send someone to get you. She smiled, turned back to the movie. A few minutes later, I glanced over. She was breathing evenly, eyes closed, asleep on my shoulder. Sunlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows and fell on her lashes, every single one clear. I didn't move. I stayed like that for a long time. Uncle Zhong sent a message. Young Master, Xiao Zhengwo was revived. Still in ICU. Zhao Ziheng was released from the police station and is at the hospital with his mother. Zhou Yutong was also released. Her family picked her up. I typed back one-handed. Keep an eye on Zhao Ziheng. He'll come looking for me again. Uncle Zhong. Yes, sir. I put my phone aside and looked down at Lin Wanwan asleep on my shoulder. Her breath was warm against my neck. Yes, I'll deal with more later. But not today. Today the sun was good, the sofa was soft, and the person on my shoulder was warm. Everything else could wait. Lin Wanwan slept on my shoulder for 2 hours. She jolted awake and sat up straight, a little drool at the corner of her mouth, wiping it off in a panic. I fell asleep? Snored pretty loud. I did not. Her face went bright red and she threw a pillow at me. You're lying. I caught it, laughing, and tossed it back on the sofa. Hungry? There's a good Cantonese place downstairs. I'll take you. She looked down at her wrinkled dress and then at my pajamas. You're going out like that? I'll change. Then She looked at the door uncertainly. I'll wait. I went into the bedroom and changed into a black shirt and casual pants. When I came out, she was squatting by the coffee table in the living room, talking to my tropical fish. You're little red? You're little blue? Then you're little yellow? Does Gu Yan even name you guys? Their names are number 1, number 2, and number 3. She turned around and glared at me. You're that lazy about your fish? Yeah. You're easier, you can even make your own rice balls. She stood up, fuming. I'm never making you rice balls again. Then I'll take you home. She followed me to the door, then suddenly pulled on my sleeve. Gu Yan Zhao Ziheng. He's not going to let this go, is he? Of course not. I opened the door. He's got nothing now. His dad's in ICU, his mom's crying herself blind. When people have nothing left, they'll do anything. Then why are you going out? What if he comes after you? I'm waiting for him to come after me. She blinked, said nothing more, and followed me into the elevator. At the restaurant, she was distracted. She tried to pick up a shrimp dumpling 3 times and kept dropping it. I picked one up and put it in her bowl. Stop thinking about it. When he comes, I'll deal with it all at once. How? Make him go back where he came from. As long as he's in Beijing, I'll make sure he suffers every single day. She bit into the dumpling and was quiet for a moment. Gu Yan, you weren't like this before. What was I like before? At school, you never got mad when people provoked you. You never talked back when they laughed at you. I always thought you were just nice. Later I thought, you just couldn't be bothered. I'm not mad now either. I refilled her teacup. I didn't act before because it wasn't time. Now it is. She looked at me, didn't ask further. After we ate, I took her home. This time she didn't let me drive into the neighborhood. She got out at the corner and waved. Go back. Be careful on the road. I watched her walk through the main gate and disappear around the corner before I let Uncle Zhong drive off. Before we even got back to Yufeng Palace, Uncle Zhong called. Young master, Zhao Ziheng is outside your apartment building. How many? Just him. Nothing in his hands, but he's pacing back and forth. Seems worked up. I'm on my way. When the car pulled up, Zhao Ziheng was crouched by the flower bed, smoking. He saw me get out, jumped up, and dropped his cigarette, stomping it out. Gu Yan! His voice was hoarse, eyes bloodshot like he hadn't slept in days. You're finally back. I stood by the car 3 meters away. What do you want? What do I want? He let out a dry, raspy laugh. You destroyed my family and you ask what I want. My dad's in the ICU right now, my mom's crying her eyes out, and you're over here living it up with your new girlfriend. Your dad went into the ICU because the Lin Group couldn't pay its debts, and the banks came calling. I cut him off. That hole in your family's finances was there long before I showed up. I just reminded the creditors that it was time to collect. You! He stepped forward, but Uncle Zhong blocked him. Uncle Zhong was 185 centimeters tall, standing right there. Zhao Ziheng's step stopped immediately. Zhao Ziheng, I said. What are you going to do about the baby in Zhou Yutong's belly? He froze like I'd stepped on a sore spot. None of your damn business. Not my business, I said. But tomorrow, the entire internet will know how you used a pregnant woman to try to force the Shen family into a marriage. You know how much Shen Qinghan knows about you. She sent me one text when she broke off our engagement. Didn't even show up in person. You really think your dad's little scheme went over her head? Bao Ziheng's face changed. How do you know? Your dad wanted to use that baby as leverage to get Shen Qinghan to marry you, in exchange for Shen family money to keep the Lin Group alive. I took half a step forward, and he stepped back. But have you thought about what Shen Qinghan would do to you if she found out? His mouth opened, sweat beading on his forehead. She wouldn't do anything, I said. Because she wouldn't even notice you. You're not even qualified to be her opponent. Zhao Ziheng's fists clenched so hard his knuckles cracked. His whole body shook, but he still didn't dare step forward again. I'm giving you 2 options. I looked at him. 1. Take your mom and dad and get out of Beijing. Leave before midnight tonight, and never come back. 2. Stay in Beijing, and I have 100 ways to make your life hell. Your choice. He clenched his jaw, eyes red and wide, like he wanted to tear me apart. But after 30 full seconds, his shoulders dropped. I'll go. The words came out like they were squeezed through his teeth, each one bleeding. Do you have your tickets yet? He looked up sharply. Uncle Zhong, I said. Get him 3 business class tickets for tonight to another province. Charge it to my account. Uncle Zhong nodded and pulled out his phone. Zhao Ziheng stood there frozen, his lips moving but no sound coming out. He turned and walked across the street. After a few steps, he stopped, his back to me, and said in a rough voice, Gu Yen, you're ruthless. Right back at you. He didn't look back. He disappeared into the streetlight at the corner. Uncle Zhong put his phone away. Young master, the tickets have been sent to him. Good. I turned toward the building. Keep an eye on him. Don't come back until he's on the train. Yes, sir. I let out a long breath when I got into the elevator. Zhao Ziheng was dealt with. Zhou Yutong couldn't cause any more trouble. There was only one thing left. Xinqing Han. I didn't say anything when she called off our engagement because I couldn't reveal who I was back then. But things were different now. I was free. And Xinqing Han's group had a bottleneck in their new energy project. She needed funding. She was going to come to me soon. The elevator reached the top floor. As the doors opened, my phone buzzed. Lin Wanwan had texted. Home safe. Are you okay tonight? Did Zhao Ziheng try anything? I leaned against the elevator wall and typed back 3 words. Handled it. She replied instantly with a smiley face. That's good. Can I come see you tomorrow morning? I learned how to make sandwiches. I stared at the screen and couldn't help smiling. Come. I'm taking you to meet someone. Who? Xinqing Han. There was a long pause, then a voice message. I opened it. Her voice was nervous but curious. Your ex-fiancé? Gu Yen, how many ex-girlfriends do you have? Just 2. One ran away. One's chasing me. Who's chasing who? I held down the record button and laughed. Guess. Lin Wanwan showed up early at my door holding 2 containers. One had sandwiches, the other had cut fruit. She wore a white knit cardigan and jeans, her hair clipped up with a shark clip. She looked fresh and clean, like she just stopped by on her morning run. Tuna salad sandwiches, she said, shoving the container at me. Strawberries and blueberries in the other one. I washed them. I took them and let her in. What time did you get up? 6. She kicked off her shoes and headed for the kitchen. I figured you'd just eat junk. I leaned against the kitchen doorframe and watched her arrange the sandwiches on a plate. She was faster than yesterday. She even reached over and capped the vinegar bottle I'd left open on the counter. She hummed while she worked off-key, but it made the room feel lighter. Xinqing Han at 10, I said, handing her a carton of milk from the fridge. You're coming with me. Her hand paused on the milk. She looked up. Is it okay if I go? I said it's okay, so it's okay. She opened the milk, took a sip, and nodded. Okay. After breakfast, Uncle Zhong drove us to Gu Group Tower. Lin Wanwan was quiet the whole ride, fingers twisting the seatbelt, occasionally looking out the window like she was memorizing the route. When we got to the building, she took a deep breath and followed me into the private elevator. Shin Chi-han was waiting in the top-floor conference room. She sat at the end of the long table in a dark teal suit, hair in a bun, pearl-stud earrings, flipping through documents with a blank face. She looked up when she heard the door, scanned me, paused briefly on Lin Wanwan, then settled back on me. Gu Yen. Her voice was flat, like a machine. You're more patient than I expected. So are you. I sat across from her. Lin Wanwan sat next to me, quiet, just looking at Shin Chi-han without saying anything. You know why I'm here. Shin Chi-han pushed a file across the table. I heard about the new energy project at the Gu Group. Your team's battery solution interests me. The Shin family's automotive chain needs this technology. I know. I didn't touch the file. You coming here means your tech bottleneck is stuck. Your new model launch is next month, and your battery doesn't hit the claimed range. Shin Group stock will drop. Her lashes flickered. That was the only crack in her composure. You did your homework. It's Gu Group business. Of course I did. She paused, and a faint smile tugged at her lips. When I broke off our engagement, I didn't know anything. You didn't need to, I said. I couldn't say anything back then either. And now you can? And now I can. I leaned back. Shin Chi-han, a tech partnership is fine. The terms are all in the contract. But before that, I need to confirm something. Did Zhao Jiangwo contact you? Her expression finally shifted. She frowned. Zhao Jiangwo? The Zhao Jiangwo from the Lin Group? He reached out twice, said he wanted to set up a meeting with his son. My secretary turned him away both times. Did you know he was using something as leverage? No. Her eyes sharpened. What do you mean? Zhao Ziheng's ex-girlfriend, Zhou Yutong, is pregnant with his child. Zhao Jiangwo wanted to use that to force you into a marriage with his son. If you refused, he'd leak that Shin Chi-han's fiancée has an illegitimate child. The room went quiet. Shin Chi-han lowered her eyes, tapped her fingers on the table twice, then looked up at me. You handled it? Zhao Ziheng left the city last night. He's never coming back. She nodded, and the smile deepened but stayed cold. Then I owe you one. No need. I didn't do it for you. I know. She glanced at Lin Wanwan, her eyes assessing but not hostile. You did it for yourself. Lin Wanwan stiffened at the look, sat up straighter, and met her gaze without flinching. The two women stared at each other across the table for 3 seconds. Shin Chi-han looked away first. I've had my people look over the contract. She stood up, picking up the file. The details are fine. My team will be in touch. Gu Yen, I owe you a favor. Don't owe me. I also stood. I just have one condition. Name it. From now on, any Shin Group people trying to get to me through the back door, you block them. Her eyebrow lifted. You drive a hard bargain. You should have thought of that when you broke off the engagement. Her lips curved, and she walked out.